Billy, how are you finding things here at the Crows?
Yeah, no, it's been good so far, mate. It's been a pretty casual day. We've only had break in the morning and met a few people today and a few meetings and stuff like that. So no training today, but it's been a good start to get around the place and meet a few people.
And tell us, how did it all come about, mate? How did the move come about during the trade period?
Yeah, well, obviously my manager just told me there was a bit of interest going on there, and I just had to sort of explore that as much as I could while still playing footy in the SANFL for the Magpies. So we're just looking into it, and sort of just it rolled around. It was looked like a good opportunity for me, fresh start and new eyes and stuff was probably what I was after. So yeah, it all worked out pretty well for me in the end.
When did you decide that you wanted to play for a different club?
Yeah, I didn't really decide until post-season after the Magpies grand final, which we lost. Sort of went away with a few of the boys and sort of made my mind up over there. So that's when it sunk in that I think this would be the move that I want to make.
Why?
Pretty much just opportunity at this point in my career. I think I've had 5 years at Port Adelaide and played for 3 games, so I really wanted to sort of just expand what I had done, and wanted to do a bit more as well. So I think the opportunity opened up to play here, and a few players leaving and stuff like that. So I really just want to see if I can play AFL footy and put my best foot forward. And I thought
Billy,
best chance was here.
I think you're a Crows man growing up, a Crows fan. Does that obviously mean something to come to the club that you grew up loving?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. It's a little bit more romantic than anything, I think. Once you're in the system, your sort of allegiances of who you barracked for, I guess, fade. But it's always cool, especially for my dad and my family. They're very excited that I'm here. We did grow up pretty staunch fans and used to go to all the games in Perth. So it's definitely pretty cool to be wearing the colours and hopefully get to run out from it. It'll be even cooler.
Who was the player or players that you used to love watching?
Yeah, Andrew McLeod was definitely my favourite. Had the 23 on my back all throughout juniors. In the Crows Guernsey, I used to wear to training, so I adored him and just everyone from that era, sort of Mark Rasciuto, Tyson Edwards, him, and Ian Perry and those sorts of guys. I loved all of them. So yeah.
A few have done it that have crossed over from Port of Crows or vice versa, but probably I think there's half a dozen or so. Have you allowed yourself the idea if you play against Port, you might cop it from the fans a little bit? Yeah, I guess it's probably part and parcel. I think of changing teams. I think even if it's to the Crows or somewhere else, I think you're probably going to get booed. So it's nothing you can really pay too much mind to. It's just sort of footy these days, and that's just how it goes. So I'd look forward to it if it was to happen.
So why didn't you get opportunities at Port Adelaide? Obviously, you had that great game against Gold Coast in round 9 this year, kicked 3. It looked like you're on your way. What happened after that?
It was sort of just, I guess, the bigs that we had in the team. I think we had Paddy up forward and Charlie up forward. Dougal moved forward as well, and obviously Scott Lycett and Peter Adams. So there's a lot of tools I was sort of in the mix with, and just sort of preferences of who the coaches went with were with those guys and not me at times. And I obviously didn't help myself with a few suspensions in the SANFL, so it's just sort of the way it worked out. Yeah.
How keen are you to prove your worth at Adelaide, given the fact we know your tools look terrific? How keen are you to make a statement here?
Yeah, I'm massively keen. I think that's why I've come over, to make that statement and show that I can play AFL footy and be an AFL regular footballer. So that's what I'm here for, and that's the number one goal on my mind.
And what roles has the club spoken to you about? Yeah,
well, be that key forward ruck role. So I think it'd be a bit more forward and then chop out in the ruck when needed. So I think I can do both at an effective level. So yeah, it'll be a mixture of those two.
It's a bit like Josh Jenkins, when he was here.
Yeah, I guess that same sort of role. I think most teams have that backup ruck, and you need to be able to play forward these days as well. So I think I can do that role.
Have you sat down with any coaches and put some goals for 2020 or anything?
Not just yet. We've had a little chat with Nixie and all the coaches before, just a real general chat, but nothing in terms of concrete goals just yet. But it's obviously to play as much senior footy as I can.
What's Nicky like?
Yeah, he's a ripping fella. Obviously had 4 years at Port with him, so I know him very well at this point. And yeah, he's just a really good fella, very relationship driven, and he's just about getting the most out of people sort of as a player and as a person as well. So I think he's going to be really good for the group.
Do you feel that helps you, that you work with Nixie at Port Adelaide and he sort of knows your game inside and out?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps a little bit. Yeah, he's sort of the only familiar face I have here, so it's always good to have someone to recognise, and obviously being the head coach probably doesn't hurt. So he knows how I play and how I operate as a person, and sort of vice versa. So I think it'd be beneficial.
Obviously, Port Adelaide, they from all reports, wanted to keep you for next season. Did that sort of intensify once Dougal Howard requested to leave? Or did Port come to you and say, we really want you to stay for 2020?
Yeah, I guess that was sort of the discussion. I wasn't really too sure when Doug made his decision to move. I think it was a bit after me, so I think I was sort of in the dark with that the whole time. That didn't really change any of the circumstances. So yeah, that's just sort of how it went down.
The way that you played is always pretty hard, especially when you're playing for the Magpies. Any discussions about going forward, the way that you played? Do you need to make any adjustments in terms of some of the incidents that sort of landed at the Trolley?
Yeah, well, there's probably definitely room for improvement in that area. I think that's something that I've always had to deal with, and it sort of came out a little bit too much in the previous year. So it's definitely something we need to work on. Giving away frees and getting suspended doesn't help anyone. So yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to be working on pretty hard.
Are you confident you have the tools to make a good fist and be a regular AFL player?
Yeah, I am personally. I think I've got the tools needed to be a regular AFL player, and that's why I've just been craving opportunity to show people that I can do that, and that's why I made the move.
What do you think you're good at?
I think my aerial work, my marking is probably my main threat, and as a forward I think I kick my goals. I'm a pretty good runner, pretty athletic, and I think I try to compete as much as I can and be as aggressive as I can.
You mentioned being starved of opportunity at Port. When you were talking to the Crows, did they give any indication that what did they say to reassure you that wouldn't happen again, to say get you over here?
Yeah, well, I guess you can't really give assurances of whether you're going to be playing here or there, but it was more the opportunity that was there for me to take. So by no means do I think I'm just going to walk in and play from round one. It's all about my pre-season, and I just know if I put my best foot forward and train as hard as I can, that I'm going to be in a position to be able to play.
I know you grew up a Crows fan, obviously, but how do you feel being one of just the sixth player to hopefully play for both clubs now?
Yeah, it's a pretty small group, obviously, but it's not something that I've looked into closely. I sort of look at it as anyone getting traded anywhere else. It's just the best decision for me personally, and obviously there's the rivalry there, but I don't think it's anything that I would sort of read into too much. It's just footy at the end of the day, I think.
How long contract have you signed?
That was three.
What have your mates from Port had to say?
Yeah, they've actually all been really good. I got a lot of my great mates over at Port, and they've all been really supportive of me, and just saying whatever decision I'll make for my career is the best decision, and they're all behind me. So obviously it's pretty cool. Sort of being in Adelaide, I can still see them whenever I want, and it'll be a little bit strange, I guess, running out against them if that happens. But yeah, it'd be fun.
Do you have to hang out with them less now? Is that the rules?
I imagine so. I'll try and make a few more mates here rather than just hang out with them all the time. But yeah, I guess I'll still see them around, and yeah, mates are mates at the end of the day.